Good evening. Much of the South Coast is under a flood warning tonight as the third consecutive atmospheric river pounds BC.
Floodwaters are pouring into homes in Mission for the second time in as many weeks, with some people under an evacuation order yet again. CTV's Alyssa Tipo is live tonight from the Benbow Avenue in Mission. Alyssa, that area has been hit hard. What's the situation there on the ground right now?
Yeah, it sure has, Scott. Well, it's actually just started raining on and off, and as you can see, this street in here behind me, an absolute lake. And the locals that I spoke to said there was no water here early this morning, and actually since we've been standing here in the last 2 hours, this water has moved about 2 meters up the street. So the properties behind me under evacuation order, the properties in behind the camera under evacuation alert. Now, the order was issued yesterday. That was initially for 8 properties. Today that went up to 12. The only way to get to these homes is through knee-high water. Properties along Benbow Street in Mission are under evacuation order for the second time in 2 weeks. Residents are being put up in hotels, while sandbags hopefully offer some protection. Just over the bridge, the Everglades Resort on Hatsick Island is underwater.
It's scary. You know, there's not much you can do about it. Last night I went and stayed in a motel.
Hundreds of mobile homes and cabins are impacted. Some properties are empty, but a number of people live here year-round.
The last major flood we had in here was in 2003, and this is about probably about 15 inches higher.
I just finished fixing my floor from the one we had 2 weeks ago, which was about a foot deeper than this one. And I just fixed the floor on Saturday, and Monday we're flooding again, so it's sad.
River levels have been steadily coming down, but the bigger concern is what's coming from higher elevations.
We do realize there's a lot of water up in the hills and mountains that's continuing to come down.
That water is causing issues on and below the roads, mudslides creating cracks and flooding forcing closures. Residents here are concerned the culverts running under nearby Highway 7 are not pumping out enough water, under control of the Fraser Valley Regional District.
I'm confident that it will be a major part of what's discussed at the Fraser Valley Regional District table.
And part of the ongoing conversation about how to deal with more heavy rainfall.
We're not going to feel completely comfortable that we're through all of this until the end of the winter. We're going to have to continue to watch, because I don't think this will be the last of our atmospheric rivers.
So on top of this flooding and the mudslides issue, there's also a water supply issue. Now, on the west side of Mission in the Ruskin area, more than a dozen properties there are under a boil water advisory because it's just too cloudy. So a lot of evolving situations here in Mission, and that local state of emergency is going to be in place until December 7. Scott, Mijang.
All right, Alyssa Tipo watching the situation there in Mission tonight. Thanks, Alyssa.